Okay, this is what, Tuesday, September 3rd?
4th.
September 4th, 2001. We're at Diane's house and we're just going to wander around the house and talk about some of the things, some of the pieces she has in her fantastic home here in Vero Beach. Hello, Diane.
Oh, Clark. I understand you want me to tell a little bit about the history of some of the things I have, just for history
That's right.
reasons in the family. So I'll try to remember as much as I can.
Okay.
And first of all, this painting and the one on the other side of it
Let me get over here and get... Okay.
belong to Mother, and she bought them from Barb Nassif in Cedar Rapids, who had an interior design studio, and they are oils, and they are done by a French impressionist oil named, I believe, Cezanne. I have seen prints of these in an art gallery down here in Florida, so somebody has the copyright on them to be able to do reproductions, but these are the actual original
These are
oils.
the originals.
Mhm.
Oh,
And one of these days I hope to have them at least rematted because they're kind of worn.
okay.
In the curio cabinet, it's a variety of things. Mainly just things that I like, and if you look close you can tell that I kind of have like a little bit of the Oriental flavor.
Just a sec, let me get a little bit more light on this. Can we turn some lights on? Where did the cabinet come from itself?
It came from Phoenix, Arizona, when I was out visiting Mother when she lived in Sun City. I happened to be in a very nice furniture store, and they had this, and so I bought it and was shipped to Cedar Rapids, along with a few other pieces that are here in this room. On the top shelf, I'll turn the light on. Now I can see the dust. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. The piece over here is a Nippon piece, and I just happened to pick it up at an antique show in Cedar Rapids. Twice a year they have a big one at the down at the what is it, the Five Seasons Center or whatever that used to be called, Five Seasons Center. And they have dealers coming in from all over the country. And this was I liked the piece, I liked the gold trim and so on. And so it's not terribly expensive, but I just liked it and bought it. Then the other pieces are types of cloisonne, which is an Oriental method where they use brass wires and lay them to make a pattern, and then they do enamel work inside the brass enamel pieces. And so I thought they're quite interesting, and I've just picked them up at different shops along the way, except I do remember buying this one from the estate sale of she was in our neighborhood.
Margaret Pratt?
Margaret Pratt's house, yes,
Yeah.
and she had that in her home.
One of the institutions of
Right.
the originated Forest Drive
Right.
neighborhood.
And then the jade pieces all came from David.
He bought them for you?
Yeah, he wanted me to have some jade pieces because jade is considered symbolizes purity, and he just wanted me to have these special pieces, and I
was
think they
neat.
came from the jewelry department at Famous Bar.
He bought those for you after you were married?
No, before. It's a
Before you
gift.
Okay.
Then on the other shelves, these are two vases that I bought out in Scottsdale at an antique shop, and they are a combination of brass and copper. If you look close, you can see bird and flowers done in copper. And the flow blue piece behind is one that Mother had, and so I've just hung on to it, and I think it's a pretty example of flow blue. And then the two little Malteses, that was actually a Christmas gift to David and me this past year from his daughter Christine.
Oh.
And it's a very pretty piece. I think it's, I'll have to look at the bottom, but has that, it's a Yadro piece, and it has that pretty kind of almost pearly
Yeah,
finish to it
beautiful.
that they're known for.
What about the cup and saucer over there?
The cup and saucer I just bought I just liked it as a pretty accessory item. It had kind of an oriental look to it. And
How
so
about the little rooster over here?
the rooster belonged to David. He had a collection of roosters, and this one, I think is a Waterford, oh no, it's a Baccarat piece, so he sits here guarding the case.
Huh.
And then below the tree is another piece that belonged to Mom and Dad, and it's done in, I think it's like onyx and different stones, and it just represents a bonsai tree, and was one of Mother's favorite pieces. And then these are little, I'm having a chemo moment. Her Netski collection.
Oh,
she
yeah.
had several Netskis that she started collecting years ago, and
We all have some
when
of
she
them.
passed away, she split the collection and gave her 4 children parts of it. So these are the pieces that I have, which I love very dearly. And this cut glass piece, I believe, was one that came from her also. I like it, and I use it at Christmas time and fill it with colored balls and so on. The next step, these are pieces by Lalique, and part of those belong to David and part of them to me. We each owned a rooster, and so they just lived there in harmony. And then these little ducks.
That's neat. You had identical ones?
Yeah,
You each had identical, just by happenstance.
Yeah, because we both like the rooster, I guess. But these, again, came from Mother, and I remember when
Now, is
she
that a
bought
pair?
these. Yes, this is part of a pair. And she bought these out in Scottsdale at the same shop that I found those vases. And these are made of mother and pearl, and I think ivory for the beaks and the feet. I have to study them a little bit more to see if they have the markings of ivory, but I think they are. And she used to have these on her coffee table in her condo, and I just always liked the finish on them, and I thought they were kind of fun. So they're here. And then the vase here, that is another Nippon piece that I just liked it, and so I bought it, and it sits there. And then all the crystal trees on the bottom shelf are trees that I collected over the years, and especially when I was working at a gift shop where we sold them. So of course then I got them at a reduced price. But most of them came from France, and they're beautiful. At Christmas time I put them on a mirror down in the center of the dining room table. And so they reflect from the mirror and the lights over them, and it's a beautiful Christmas decoration. And then the tray at the very back that you can hardly see was a piece that Mom and Dad picked up when they were in Mexico. And it's brass with inlay of, I'm not exactly sure, but it's like, I think, the lining of some seashells where they're pretty colors. And so that came from them.
All kinds of memories of that.
Yeah, and all kinds of
cabinet.
things. And the little spiderback chairs, those I actually bought from the man who helped me decorate the Cedar Rapids house. And he had purchased them to put in a decorator show house that he was involved in.
Was that Larry Roberts?
Larry Roberts. And so I happened to see them at the show house, and so then I bought them after they were through being used there. And I like them a lot. They're called spiderback chairs for obvious reasons. And then over here, I have 2 pieces, matching pieces, these gargoyles, which David was never quite sure how he felt about them. But I used to tell him and say, oh. But
Where'd they come from?
Well, I bought them at the antique show in Cedar Rapids, and they actually came from an antique shop that was located in Wayzata, Minnesota, where he used to live at one time. And so they originally came supposedly from China, and they had little bells on them, and at one time would have stood, on posts near the entrance to some great hall or building.
I'm not getting the best picture of this because of the light around beside it, but We'll get it from another angle too. Okay, what about the little chest?
Well, I have actually two matching chests, and it's funny because one of these chests I bought from NASA's Interior when they were going out of business, and it was marked way down. And then when I was out in Arizona that time, I happened to find a matching chest just like this one. And so I bought it, and then I had the two little chests with the gargoyles on either side of the fireplace in Cedar Rapids. And so that was kind of, you entered the house and turns to the left, and here were the little gargoyles. And so I used the other little chest now in the powder room. It works there. And then, as far as other things here, let's see.
Let's get back a little bit so I can get a kind of a broader view of the room here. This is a beautiful room the way you've decorated it, Diane.
Well, it's fun how everything kind of meshed together. And
Okay, what about the rug?
the
carpet?
center part of the room is mainly new furniture that I bought before I left Cedar Rapids. And the rug is a needlepoint rug, and it came from Larry's. And he happened to have this sofa that just matched the shape of the room.
Oh, even the, yes,
The way it's cut. And so it
almost
matches.
like it was designed for the
Yeah,
room.
almost like it was custom designed, but
With the corners out of the room, the
Yeah.
corners cut in and,
so it's worked very well. And then that oversized coffee table we thought was kind of fun. In here kind of gave the room a dramatic look. And just about everything in this section came from his shop.
the table here, the little table behind it too by your,
Yeah, but I had that for quite a while in Cedar Rapids. It was in the dining room.
how about the little dish on the top of the table there with the,
This belonged to David, and it's a beautiful lovely piece. And usually I have a flower arrangement sitting in it, and it's just a lovely piece. And then,
neat how your stuff and his stuff all fit together.
mm-hmm.
How about the what are those, pheasants on the,
Those came from Larry's, and I've had those for years, and they just seem to work well here.
oh, yes.
On the coffee table.
And
The piece underneath the glass bowl is unusual. I don't go touching it very much because it has a big crack in it, but you can't see it. But it was a wedding gift that was given to Tom and me by people he worked with at American Can. And somehow it survived even though it has this big crack. It just started and it just keeps cracking more.
what about these big candelabras?
Those came from Larry's, and again, I just kind of thought they looked great in here with
Yeah.
our tall ceiling, and the little candy dish is another lolly piece. There's the little birds on the bottom.
Where did that come from?
It's from David, and then over here, this is, I believe it's actually a cigar box that belonged to David, and we use it as a candy dish. And he had it resilvered so it doesn't have to be polished, and it's been coated. And then this was from the art gallery that I worked for, and it actually almost reminds me of a jellyfish. And so it's just pretty there. Someday I have a collection of paperweights that are all different colors and sizes that I should put on this
What about the
table.
vase? Vase, what's the correct pronunciation?
I think either one. It's just kind of probably what part of the world and the country you're from. And it's nothing special. It just was it is special in that it was a gift to me from one of my girlfriends. But
It reminds me of the house on Ridgeway Drive
mhm.
with the, what do you call those flowers that bloom in the spring?
Lilacs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the table?
The table came with the rest of the furniture. Just all seemed to work together. So
Yeah.
Larry said that he's only sold one complete collection like this ever in his life before. And I walked in and said, all goes, it's perfect, it's neutral, and including a chandelier, which we'll see out in the hall. Then this was one thing I want to move. I don't like it. I thought I would, but it's too harsh in here.
The tree, the artificial tree?
I want more of a flowing or a bending palm. And
What about the folding mirror behind
The
it?
folding mirror is Oriental Chippendale style, and it again came from Larry's. And so, and below it is a little candle holder of I think it's like a swan or a heron on top of a turtle. And I can't even remember where I found that, but I've had it for a long time.
How about the other little piece over in,
Well, that's the matching gargoyle to the one on
oh,
the table.
to the one over on the other
He
side of
just
the
sits
room,
there looking out. Yeah.
wherever that is. Come on, we need more of the light to see that. There he is, on the table over there.
And then this table was made by a company, its name was Cargis, and it's a beautiful table that I found in the Chicago market. And I actually had seen a picture of it and then saw it in real life and loved it because it's all hand carved, and it was a foyer piece in Cedar Rapids, but it works very nicely here. And then the little footstool under it came from Mother's, and so I can pull that out if we might need extra seating. And a little clock came from Mike and Abby, a Christmas present. And this was a piece that belonged to David that's very similar to mine, only it has a pedestal on it. And this was another piece that he had in cut glass. And then the obelisk I just happened to find when I was up in Orlando at a shop, and I liked it because it kind of goes with a mirror across the way.
That mirror on the table there, was that one you had up in the house in Cedar Rapids?
Mm-hmm. I had it in the middle of the dining room table, and it's the one that I would set all the
Yeah,
glass
I remember
trees
that.
on. So
How about the lamps?
the lamps I had before in Cedar Rapids, and
They certainly fit in well here.
yep. And so I just was able to use an awful lot of what I had.
Now the big painting.
The
in
big painting is from David, and we affectionately refer to her as Turkey Lady. And everybody likes Turkey Lady because it's a soft painting. Then the two on the other side of the hummingbirds, again, I had those in Cedar Rapids. And the truth be told, which it is, these are not original oils, even though when you look at them, they look like they are. But it's a process, and they're done on canvas, but they actually are of a reproduction. So it's always important when you're involved in the art world that people know what's the truth and what's the fakes.
What about that chair?
That chair, I actually bought it in Winter Haven, Florida, and it's been redone a few times. It was for a desk that I have in another room, and so the last time it was done, it was in the living room in Cedar Rapids, but now...
Did we talk about the pot? That looks like a spittoon.
Well, it's one that I bought at NASA, so I like the shape of it, and you always need big pots in decorating.
Yeah.
And so I got that quite a while ago. And then this came from David, and I know that it was one of Dorothy's favorite pieces, and I'm not exactly sure where it came from. But
Beautiful piece.
it's called a French bibelot, and it has the beveled glass all around, and it opens actually on the side. So you have to, on both sides, put things in. And it has a little tray that comes out.
Oh,
So it's a very nice piece. I don't know anything about how old it is or anything, but it works well right here for now. And in here we have, again, a combination of lolly pieces, and then several things that I had. I mean, this was from Mother, and it's the famous ladies having tea, or afternoon tea. And it is...
I've lost
It's
you.
Royal Doton.
I gotta
It's a
find
Royal
it. Okay, there.
It's a Royal Doton piece,
Okay.
as is the little girdle. And the little dogs in the basket belonged to David, and I think that it probably is a Royal Doulton piece, or it is Yadro. And then this was his little mermaid, and these were different vases. This is from,
Let me find that in my viewfinder here.
okay.
Okay, too bad I don't have a little bit better light on this stuff, but that's all right.
Forget there's a light.
Oh, yeah, that'll help a lot. Okay, there's the mermaid.
Little Mermaid from Denmark. And then these are various vases that I've had. This one I believe is from Czechoslovakia. The one behind is a metal vase with a silver trim on it, and I bought that at an antique show. This was a gift, a little Royal Doulton. And then the piece in the far back I brought back from Germany when I was over there. And then the little green frog that's hard to see was given to me when I left my job in Naples, Florida, at Jacobson's. He was the little frog that was supposed to turn into my prince. And they did a cute presentation when they gave it to me. And then probably my favorite of all pieces in the whole house is this blue vase that belonged to Mother. And I have no idea where it came from. I think it used to have a gold rim around the top. But what you can't see is that there are little white flowers that are three-dimensional that were actually somehow adhere to the glass. And so it's a very special piece, and I like the color. I just like everything about it. So
What about the birds?
the birds and the cats are all Lalique pieces.
That you've had for a long time?
And David, it's a combination.
Oh, combination of, again, it's interesting how you had the similar taste.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let's get this piece over here.
Well, this is Bombay chest that when I was out in Phoenix on the same trip when I found that curio cabinet, I found this Bombay chest. And I was glad I found it because it was just the right size for a place I needed. But I knew that Larry had already ordered a piece for me. And so I had to call him long distance to tell him to cancel my order. The piece he had ordered, which was going to be way too massive for the area, I had found something to replace it. And he said, "Oh, great, Diane, the piece I ordered for you just arrived." So he was kind enough to just keep it in his shop and eventually sold it after, I think, a couple of years. But I was always glad that I had this one because I like the shape of it. And this is one of the monkeys that we bought down here since we've been in Florida, because we decided this was the monkey house, and so what we were going to
Where did that?
we decided we saw monkeys wherever we looked once we got down here, and so this is the monkey for the living room.
So you bought several things that look like monkeys, right, for the house?
Mm-hmm. That are,
And that was just because when you went shopping, you just happened to run across a bunch
got a
of...
kick out of all the monkeys we were seeing. So
Okay.
finally we decided we had to have a monkey for every room, and so we had that monkey there in the living room, and then out here in the entrance foyer, there's this box, and on the front of it
Turn that light on there, would
is
you?
a very elaborate
No,
monkey.
or up above, the light up above, and I just need some more light in the... Okay, did we talk about this lamp over here?
Oh, well,
Let's get
no,
this.
that was just one that I
flip
found
that on
from
for a minute.
Larry, and I think one of the bulbs is burned out,
Okay.
and it's just a.
Okay.
of the
And how about
horn
the
lamp.
mirror?
And the mirror I actually found in St. Louis, and I just loved it and had it shipped to Cedar Rapids, and the only thing that happened, it did get a crack in it, but I've never done anything about it because I think it'd be more work than it's
Yeah,
worth
well,
to
that's-
repair
You'd never even know it was there. It's right on the line with the,
it. Yeah,
some of the...
and it's pretty
Artwork.
much hidden by the lamp,
Yeah.
so.
How about the little pyramid? What is
I
that?
found it's called an obelisk, and I found it down here, and it's a copy of Venetian art, Venetian, where they did the etching into the glass,
Mm-hmm.
the mirror, and so on. But I think this is done in the Philippines.
Okay.
So,
Okay, now let's go over and go back to where we were.
So this table belonged to David, and it was in his entrance hall, and he loved it very much, so we brought it here, and it's now our entrance hall. The mirror around it, which is a painted Oriental theme mirror I brought with me from Cedar Rapids. And
Kenneth, I wonder how everything fits together.
yeah, I don't know, we kind of had similar tastes. And like I said, this is the monkey for in here. And then this is always here because David always liked red hot, so as he'd go out the door, he'd grab a fistful. And then this actually, I think, is a toast holder that he had resilvered, but we keep it here to put outgoing letters on it. So we remember to get them out to the mailbox.
And what about that lamp?
The lamp came from a shop here in Vero Beach. And as did this pretty rug. It's a needlepoint rug. And it just seemed to be perfect for here. And then, let's see, we can move into the hallway. These are paintings that Mother had, and she bought them from one of her lady friends over in Winter Haven, and I'm not sure which one, but she had them hanging over her twin beds in her bedroom, but I always liked
Yeah,
them.
I remember that.
And
Nice.
they're pretty, and I just like them a lot. And then in the dining room, now this is a real combination of Mother's furniture, because the table and the cane back chairs and the buffet all came from Mother's condo over in Winter Haven. And then these two host chairs came from the set that she had had up in Cedar Rapids.
The one that we have, the rest of?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have the table and the other 6
Were they
chairs.
designed, were they part of the set, or had she combined those together? Because, you know, they're not the same at all. The rest of the chairs in that set, they have,
Well, they're
kinda-
Empire style, but these were considered the host
yeah,
chairs.
but they were, it was a,
It was supposedly a set, yeah.
Okay.
But, and this is a Henderson set, and so what I did, when I got it from her, it was done in kind of a gold or a yellowy color with green trim. And so I sent it to a man who refinishes furniture, and he stripped it. And did
okay,
all
now I remember the set,
all
sure.
this crackle work on it, and he retained the backs because they were all broken, and he did an excellent job. And the next thing that I'll have done are these chairs will be stripped to match the color of wood,
Uh-huh.
and then I have fabric for all the chairs that I just haven't managed to get it all done.
Okay.
And then
What about this little table over
this
here?
little table, I've had it, and it's just, I used it as behind one of the love seats in Cedar Rapids, but here, it fits here fine for now.
How about the little piece on the table?
That is the piece that you and Nancy gave me. It's an English biscuit jar. And this piece I bought at NASA's before closing it. Practically everything I own in this house I got on sale. And it's where my silver service is kept, my flat card. So, and then the little brandy set was a wedding present when I was married to Tom. And
How about the other piece next to it?
this, I just bought it somewhere along the line. I just liked it. And this is a piece that came from Germany when I was over in Europe. I saw it and loved it.
The cut glass?
Mm-hmm.
How about the candelabra?
The candelabras, I can't exactly remember where they came from, but I just liked them. They were birds, and I've used them for years. And
Did we talk about that mirror over there?
the mirror came from David, and just works beautifully over this buffet. So It used to be over the hall piece that he had, but we just kind of moved mirrors around and it worked better. And then the lamps came from a shop here, and the shades are the famous, well, I can't think right now, but it's
Oh,
the man, Napoleon B, which used to be
and this is the wallpaper you planned for this
the
room.
wallpaper that's planned for this room. It's here, it's a matter of getting it up. And
How about the little stand over there with the plant on it?
well, that's interesting. That came from the Howard Cherry home in Cedar Rapids, and they had a whole series of those outside on a big veranda. But they, and then when they emptied their house and had an estate sale, I went over to it and I found that, and so I refinished it, did kind of a bronzy coppery finish, and I've used it ever since. But I've used it inside as a fern stand. So that's that. And let's see. Oh, the interesting thing about this light fixture, this belonged to David, and it was one of his favorite pieces.
Well, let me see. I gotta get someplace where I can get a good picture of that.
And
Yeah, turn it on. That'll be great.
it's done in 24 karat gold, and to see how it is now, and you can have a rheostat on it. And then after dinner, if you want to just sit and relax and have after dinner drink,
Oh,
it just lights up the bird.
very nice.
So that's a very special piece.
And let me go around over here, and we will look at this one from this direction. I have to keep this attached to the extension cord because the battery is run down, so we're running it off of electricity.
Oh.
Okay, this candelabra is quite an
Okay,
elaborate one.
That
Neat
one
one.
also came from Larry's, and I liked it just because it was kind of in the taupey tones, darker version of the furniture. And at one time I was going to have it hung in the living room over the furniture, but in the end I liked it better here as an entrance foyer lamp. And
there's the dog.
there's Miss Sugar Pie.
Hello, Sugar. How's your ear, Sugar?
Well, I keep getting her medicine. This is a little hallway between our bedroom and the office den. And this little table we found here at a shop in Vero Beach. And it had a mirror that came with it, but we asked if we could not take the mirror because I already had this one that the motif actually matched, the kind of shell motif.
Yeah.
And I'd had this one in the dining room in Cedar Rapids, and so it worked really well here over this little table. And
Is that your little monkey there on the table?
here's the little monkey for this room. Yep. And then this is a brass piece that again came from Mother, and she used to keep it full of M&M peanuts in her condo. And so I do the same thing, keep it full of M&M peanuts here. And the
How about
flowers,
the little lamp there? That's kind of an unusual.
well, I had it on the organ in Cedar Rapids. I thought it was just a nice little size, and so it works out well here for a little hall lamp. Because a lot of times we keep it on, just kind of like a night light. And I can't even remember where it came from, but I just liked it. So,
How about the vase?
and the vase was a gift from a friend. And the flowers are kind of falling apart, but I like the color of them. And so they're there till I find something I like better.
Okay.
And the little rug David brought with him, so.
Okay.
We have a lot of tile in this house, so the rugs work well.
Okay. Well, we've covered the living room and the rooms right around it.
The entrance foyer, the dining room, the hallways.
Yeah. It's a beautiful home. It's fantastic floor plan. Oh, we missed this little piece over on the floor in the dining room. The
Little
little
brass piece.
little brass piece.
Well, it's a planter and it needs polishing at the moment, but I had it up on the landing on the floor with plants in it, and I just haven't found a home for it yet,
Yeah.
so it sits there.
But it moved down with you from Cedar
Oh,
Rapids?
yes.
Yeah.
And I just have to
Okay.
find its permanent home.
Okay, thank you, Diane. We will continue. You want to go and do another room?
But wait, no, because I have to get
Okay.
some work done, so
Okay, very
I'll
good.
come back to it.
Okay, good morning, Diane. We are continuing the tour of the apartment with all of Diane's things.
House.
The house, yes, correct, not the apartment. Just seems like a spectacular resort. Anyway, we are in the office, David's office, and
This is David.
that's a nice picture.
Yeah, this was taken
Let
when
me
I
get
think
it
he
so
was
that, yeah.
in his 60s. And it'll get back up on the wall. We had it down to take up for his service
Okay.
in St. Louis. So, but this was his favorite room. It was actually all of our favorite room because it was nice and cozy, and he spent a lot of time in here doing his business.
There's your wall that you,
And this is his wall that he wasn't wild about me doing, but I was excited about doing it. And it was so nice for his grandchildren when they came to visit, because they just spent hours in here going over everything and learning more about what their grandfather had done in his life and showing girlfriends and wives. So it was nice to have. It's a little crooked right now, but it depicts different of the boards that he was on from the Dayton Hudson board.
which one's that?
That's this large black and
Okay.
white. And
Where is he? Is he in the,
he's sitting right here at the end.
okay.
And that
How old was he when he was on that board?
Well, he left that board in 1967, so
Okay.
it would have been, I think, when he was in his 40s.
And what's the one below it?
This was the U.S. Postal Service. He was a governor. And this is David here.
Okay.
And this was taken in 1982. And he enjoyed his association to a point with that.
What's the lower one right by the light there?
This is the executive committee for the May Company, and those are people that he worked with for many years. And the plaque above was when he was on the board of directors at St. Luke's Hospital in St. Louis. And he was apparently a very important guiding light in taking that hospital into a new generation. This was in the newspaper, and this is David walking with Stanley no, it is Stanley Goodman, who was the chairman that brought David on board with the May Company
Okay.
in 1967.
Is the next one over there the Del Webb group?
And that was taken out at La Posada in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
And this was an honor from helping with,
That's the one way up the top?
yes, it's the St. Louis Arch, and it was when he was involved. He was chairman of the St. Louis YMCA Faith of Progress campaign in 1979 and helped raise a ton of money to build a new Y for them. The large picture below is the May Company board. When he was on it, I don't know, it probably doesn't show up too well with that light on it. But, and then this was an article that was in the last annual report when David retired.
Yes, and I gotta focus in here again. Okay, the one up there at the right?
The one with the blue background.
Oh. Okay, gotcha.
And I'm not sure exactly what the picture above was taken for, but it's nice. I love it up there. And then in the background, you can see a sign that says the May Company.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can turn your camera above the doorway, that's the same sign. And
The exact same sign that's in the picture.
And the company had it framed, and it's actually a kick plate from one of the doors, I believe, at an Akron, Ohio store.
Huh. Okay. What's the one over, the next one over to the right?
That was the board of directors for Banker's Life, which is now the Principal Group in Des Moines, when he was on that board. And then these were various recognition plaques, and then articles that were in the St. Louis newspaper. And this is David was the man who succeeded him as chairman of the company, and who actually was one of the speakers at his service.
Okay.
And so it's a very special wall, and it tells a wonderful story, and only a part of the story.
Okay, now let's look at the furniture over here. The clock. Where did that come from?
I can't tell you exactly. I just know that he and Dorothy collected antiques all through their life, and this was one of the pieces that they had, and he particularly liked that, so he hung on to it.
And the little table
The
below?
little table is part of a set that he kept. The desk is a desk that we found down here in Florida, and he wasn't going to get really much of a desk, but then I talked him into this one because I thought it was perfect for him. It's the reproduction of an editor's desk from the San Francisco Chronicle newspaper.
What about the light, the two lamps on the desk?
Oh well, the one I brought from Cedar Rapids, and the other was his favorite, which was good for writing, but this we needed more light. It actually has to have a new shade on it.
How about the little humidor? What is that? Is that a cigar box?
Well,
Or?
it's an English, I just call it an English treasure box. It's mother of pearl, and it was my wedding gift to him
Oh,
when we were married.
okay.
And so now I just have it filled with people's telephone and email addresses.
Okay. And
But
what
it's
about
from England.
the little, what is that?
This is a paperweight, and this will be going to his grandson Christopher, because it actually is filled with different slots or chips
from casinos.
from the casinos, the two casinos that he was involved with when he was on the Del Webb board.
Oh my.
From the Sahara was one of them, and I think the Mint was the other one.
Okay. What about the little holder of the checkbooks and papers over there on the corner of the desk?
I don't know exactly what the story is. That was David's, and it'll be going to his son or his grandson, who have the same
How about
initials.
the little car?
Well, this is something he found. We were out antiquing one day, and he found this for I think $3, and he knew right away what it was. It's a little car, of course, but it also is a pencil sharpener, and so he wanted it for his desk. And then he had just these little miniature things that he liked to have around to give his own personality. And then
What about the clock? Well, okay, get the.
the candy dish. He wanted to have a candy dish on his desk, and so I had one I knew would be perfect. And this actually came from my grandmother, my father's mother. We called her Nanny, and she kept it in her bedroom. And when she was living in the house with us, we'd come home from school and always went up to greet her, and she always had this waiting for us filled with chocolate stars. And so onto it, and then now I have it, and it filled an important purpose, because David loved jelly beans, and so he kept it filled with jelly beans.
And what about the clock?
Well, the clock is kind of a funny story. He was in Cedar Rapids one day, and we were at a gift shop, and he spotted it and thought, perfect present for Mike. And then he got it down here, and he decided, perfect present for me. And so he kept it, but I've told Mike that eventually it'll be coming to him, because it started out and intended to go to him. And as far as the furniture, the rest of the furniture,
Let me back up over here and get it from the other angle here.
it's
Okay.
a combination again of furniture from both of our backgrounds. The bookcase actually came from Mom and Dad's over at Winter Haven.
Both of them here?
And actually there were 4. Phyllis has 2 of them, and then I have 2, and they worked out perfectly here. And this
What about the lamps?
the lamps came from David.
And the little tables
And
that
the
they
tables
have?
also.
And there are 2 matching tables. Huh? They're
Actually,
nice.
there's a 3rd one in our bedroom.
Okay.
And the sofa. And then he
The
had
sofa
beautiful
came-
rugs.
Sofa came from David, he brought it? Okay.
And it just everything fit in here beautifully.
Okay, and the rug?
And both the rugs he had, and the little bench, which actually is usually used by the dogs in the morning. They like to sit out and see who's going by the house, because this is a room facing the front. And so that's their little perch.
Okay.
And then
That,
this is a new piece that we bought to house the computer that Chris had given him. And
Chris gave him the computer.
Mhm,
Yeah. Good computer.
yeah, and
So- surprising how quick that is, how fast it is.
So it's served us well for emailing.
And the little, what are those? More roosters and...
Roosters,
Yeah.
They're wooden ones, carved. And one of his paintings, it's, I believe,
Does the roosters come from David? Did he bring them?
Uh-huh, yeah. This was pretty much his room.
Okay.
Things in it pretty much
And the painting up above the,
was one he had.
is that an original?
That's an oil.
Nice, yeah. How about the little flower? And
Oh, no,
thing?
that I did have.
Okay.
So I just put it in here recently. And this was my leather telephone that he was more excited about getting this than me. So he likes that phone.
He likes that.
But the rest of it are just pictures of his family and military days and grandchildren and brides. And
How about the books?
the books were all his. My books are in another room.
Okay, we're back.
Okay.
We were up to the paintings, I think, up above.
Okay, well, they're just different paintings that David acquired, often for the uniqueness of the frames, and with the painting in the center, of course, it's a beautiful painting, and that's going to go to one of his granddaughters.
Okay.
And
And the little painting up here at the top, same. Huh?
they're nautical scenes.
Who are these people on the wall again over here? Is that?
This was David in the military, and his sign, it says Major D.E. Babcock. His grandson Michael has that sign. And then this was General Kilpatrick, who David credits as being one of the most influential men in his life. He believed in David and he helped guide him.
And you've got a picture of David when he was in the service right there. Yes.
And this is
other
one
members
of the
this,
gavels
yeah.
from when he was chairman. And
Chairman of.
May Company.
Okay.
And then just books. He kept lots of photographs and letters from throughout the years. And this happens to be a set of books that he was author of one of the chapters. It's called The Road to Victory, Volumes 1 and 2. And he edited, or he actually wrote one of the chapters in here. And this set of books will be going to his grandson David in Minneapolis. But he wrote a section on personnel. And so that, and I don't know if you can even get these books anymore, so this will be a treasure to have.
Okay. So that's pretty much this room then.
This was military personnel by Major David E. Babcock, Director of Personnel Division.
Yeah,
So,
that's neat. Okay, we're now going into the bedroom, master bedroom.
which is actually my favorite room because when I'm in bed looking out, I have just a wonderful view of nature. And it's just a very comfortable room.
Okay, let's start with this beautiful, big, huge, what do you call this
It's
one?
an armoire,
Armoire.
and we have it as an entertainment center with a TV. And I just kind of used photographs and it's a place to store books. And
Where did the piece of furniture come from? Did you buy that for the house here?
we bought it once we were down here.
Yeah.
And
How about the photos inside there?
well, they're just photos that I have. Two of them are from our wedding.
What about the collection of the frog and the penguin and the rabbit?
Those I brought. They came
Yeah.
from when I was in Europe back in '85, and I bought them in England.
And how about the cut glass
Glass
pieces?
vases came from David, and the mirrored piece came from me.
Okay. What about the two matching chairs over here?
Those belong to David. French chairs done in needlepoint.
There's
And
two of them, they're exactly the same? Well, excuse me, let me get that one behind you. Okay.
and then the
Okay.
painting came from him. And I think he used to have that in his dining room. Worked well in here. And then
over-
these chairs came from Cedar Rapids. And there's actually another ottoman. But really the way this one we keep it is over here. And we put it up here, right here, so that little sissy who just walked in can hop up and get onto the bed, because otherwise it's too big of a jump for her. And she likes us to keep that there.
There's both
And
dogs.
this is the favorite
There
place
she
for all
goes.
the animals. There. She's just
And,
demonstrating
and
how she
there's
is.
another one on the bed. Okay,
Oh, okay.
okay, okay. Continuing on in the bedroom. Let's see, we talked about the bed. Is that new? Did that,
No. And what's nice about it, it's one of those select comforts.
where'd that come from?
David.
Okay.
And the footstool.
Came from David also?
Mhm.
You had that? And how about, and that little table over there is the third one to match the other two in his office, right? And how about the two tables next to the bed?
Those also came
Next
from
to the
me.
bed?
Those
Okay,
came.
those are neat tables.
Mm-hmm.
And the light fixtures as well, the lamps,
No,
excuse me?
those came from me, and also the lamp over there.
Oh, again, it's amazing how well things fit together.
I know. And those came from Cedar Rapids.
From, do you have them in the house on Ridgeway?
Mm-hmm. And up in my bedroom.
Okay,
And this is a piece that matches the armoire.
so that's new that you brought together.
But the mirror we found at an antique show up in Melbourne.
Okay,
And this tray is a Venetian glass tray that Mom and Dad actually, I think they bought it at Gump's in San Francisco.
Okay.
And I just like it. And then this is the most special thing in the room, and it's the little chemo doll that Phyllis sent me. It's a nice letter telling me,
now by chemo doll, what do you mean?
well, she's a little angel, so she's a guardian angel. She sent it to me when she found out that I had cancer and that I was going to probably lose my hair, and she said that the little angel offered me her hair.
Okay,
So
and another little vase there, that,
I have in Cedar Rapids.
okay,
This is a picture that was taken, David and me, when we were in New Orleans for New Year's Eve during the millennium. And I just got it from one of the granddaughters, gave it to me. So
okay, and that little thing on the top of the dresser there.
that was just a little piece I've had for a long time in Cedar Rapids. I just liked it. It looked old. It's not. So it's just a little decorative piece.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then,
Oh, here, what? How about this little turtle? That's a
oh,
neat
this
thing.
is the little turtle belongs from Dad. It's just, push its tail or its nose, and it's just, if you need help, the little
Okay.
turtle's there to help.
Okay.
And then this is going into our closets are here. They're nice sized closets. David's
All of David's clothes.
just the way he left it.
How about the paintings up above there? Or the,
Actually, those are pictures taken at Lindenwood College, and I ran out of space of putting so many of his mementos and awards, so I decided I moved into his closet. And he was given those from the board because he served that college very well. And
that's an interesting toothbrush holder there.
yeah.
But basically everything in here was David's.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
What is that there?
That's a pants presser
Okay.
to put so you can put your pants in them after you take them off at the end of the day.
And on the
get a
wall
nice-
there is,
That is a military picture.
oh, there's
That is the engineering squadron
during the Second World War.
in
Okay.
1941.
Yeah.
And I used to know where he was in the picture.
Okay. And down there beside you is some little treasure. What is
Oh,
that?
that's just another little thing he kept records in. And part of his collection of caps, St. Louis Rams and the Cardinals. And
Some more awards up there.
Renee Brith Youth Service for helping.
What are the books?
Those are just his tax records that he just kept.
Okay.
He was very organized, as you can see, and had everything all lined up in an order.
Right. And now we'll
This was our
go into
bathroom.
the bathroom. Oh, there's a drawing or photo or whatever that is, piece of artwork I recognize on the
Oh,
wall.
this is from Cedar Rapids. Yep.
Yeah.
And I just thought, well, I'll hang it in here. This a nice room, double vanities, and pretty much the artwork I brought, and that's about
Where'd the
it.
scale come from?
David had that.
And the wastewear basket?
That was his. And this was new. And
How about the mirror?
The mirror's new.
And the little seat there.
That was, David had that.
Okay.
And this was our nice shower that we had it customized so he had grab bars so we could get in there easier.
What's in that closet?
This is just the linen closet. More things.
And let's see. Over there's an interesting little piece. Couple little pieces on the. What is that?
Well, the one piece has potpourri in it.
Okay.
And then the other pieces were gifts. This is like a bath salt, and this mother gave me. It was from painted enamel from Italy.
Okay.
And
Now how about that?
that painting was one the mother had.
And the little table in
There, that's something I had. It's brass, and actually it was used about next to a fireplace in olden days where you put the hot tea kettle on it and had little cups hanging.
And that's an interesting little wastewear basket back there.
It matches the soap dish and glass holder. And then there's the little Sherpa bear rug that the little girls seem to like.
Okay. Okay, we're now in the small little bathroom off the main hallway. In here we have a little,
Powder room, I call it.
okay, powder room. Where did the little knick-knack shelf come from?
That came from Cedar Rapids.
Okay, all the things pretty much from Cedar Rapids too. How about that
This
painting?
painting came from David.
Okay.
The mirror came from Cedar Rapids, as did those little pieces. And this table is the one that matches the table out in the living room that I was talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
So I use it in here, and it just is a good little storage place for soaps and
Another wastewear basket. That came from where?
David.
And then out here in the hall you have the neat little table.
Yes, and that came from Cedar Rapids, and so did the etching.
Okay, and back in here we have, what, just washer and dryer, right?
This is the utility room, and that's also where the kitty cat eats. And then, but I decided to make it fun and use.
Oh, where'd those come from? Oh,
Well, David had the baskets, and I found the birds at an antique shop, and they're really candle holders. And then the painting I brought from Cedar Rapids.
okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going back towards the guest bedroom area, wing of the house, and here we have a couple paintings on the wall. Where did these come from?
These are from Cedar Rapids. One was done by Wes Ponnick. Wes Ponnick, it's an oil, and he was from Cedar Rapids. The other is a print. And then this also is from Cedar Rapids, along with the little statues.
Okay.
And this is one of the guest rooms. And all the furniture in here is from Cedar Rapids. And includes
The little paintings on the wall too?
Mhm.
And the
Those
paintings
those
on the
came
wall
from
there?
the gift chalet where I worked at one time in Cedar Rapids.
How about the table
The table is from Cedar Rapids.
and the rug?
The rug. The cat collection, I kind of gathered them over the years. Most of them, their heads are bisque and their paws, and some of them are musical and some are not.
Okay. Oh, there's the Ridgeway Drive house. In that
Mhm.
painting.
And this is art that I purchased at the gallery I worked at. And this is a collection that I have to get up and display at some point. It's my collection of crystal paperweights from all over the world, and at some point I'll find a place to put them in
Okay.
because they show me.
And these bookcases from,
I actually got these in New York City when I lived there.
so this is kind of your room here.
That one painting is David's,
Which one?
of the ship.
Oh, up in the top.
And
And how about the
that
ship
little
itself?
I found it at an antique shop in Marion.
That's
and it's
neat.
very old.
Yeah.
It was all handmade. The leather sails. And
How about that painting?
this is it's a contemporary piece that used to hang in the family room in Cedar Rapids, and then I just kind of hung it here because I didn't know where else to put it for
And
now.
this little table?
Yes, that's from Cedar Rapids.
And in here, we have a couple little more paintings from Cedar Rapids.
Yes, and then two of them are from David.
Which one?
The one behind you and here are David's.
Yeah. Okay. And that little piece there?
This one.
Yeah, that one there, and that, how about that little?
Two gold things.
Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, we've moved into the family room.
Right.
And Dianne and her children.
All right.
Okay.
Now, starting where?
We'll just take a picture of the room in general, first of all. It's a very pretty room. Very livable room. Okay, there's the kitchen back over there. That's perspective, and out through these double doors you go out to the beautiful pool area. Okay, let's start with the chairs you're in, the chair you're in.
This came from Cedar Rapids,
Okay.
and
And the,
table between these two chairs David and I bought here.
okay,
And
how about the lamps
the lamp came from Cedar Rapids.
and the two
And
little,
the knick-knacky things also came from Cedar Rapids.
and the big chair here, this
The
was
big chair was
David's.
bought for David. It's a lift chair it's called, and it operates with the electronic device to lift it off, so you can almost be standing to get out of it, and it helped him in a wonderful way when he
Okay.
was
And the
becoming.
little writing,
The little desk is attached,
Oh.
and he could swing that around in front of him,
okay.
use it to eat there, and
And your organ,
The
what kind of came, that you had in Cedar Rapids?
that was from Cedar Rapids, and all the things on the back of it. The painting of the roosters David brought,
Okay.
and
And
pretty much the rest of the furniture.
let's start over there, up above the paintings on the wall. Let's do those
That-
behind you, the ones
That came, these are
the-
all from Cedar Rapids, and
okay.
the one above the fireplace, and the urns, and the rug. The fireplace equipment came from David.
That was down there, okay. And the little knick-knacky things on top of the mantel
From Cedar
there?
Rapids.
Okay, and the painting also, that was,
That used to be in the living room.
okay. And the TV set, that's new, right?
That was David's favorite entertainment. Brought it down here.
The little waster basket?
That is a magazine holder.
Oh.
And
I'm
it's from Cedar
sorry.
Rapids.
Okay. And that's kind of an interesting chair. Where'd that come from?
That's from here. We got it since we lived here.
Okay.
And the deer behind, I had those. I had given those to Mother one year for Christmas.
The whatever you call that little basket with the tree in it.
That came from Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
As did the lamp and the little tables and nesting tables.
Nesting tables, okay. They fit underneath each other, inside each other.
Right.
Yes. And the paintings on the wall?
Now those belong to David.
Okay.
And the coffee table was from Cedar Rapids. And
That's this big center coffee table that fits in very nicely.
and the pieces on it, except some of the books.
Okay.
To David.
And the rug?
The rug came with David.
Okay.
Um,
The sofa was,
The sofas came from Cedar Rapids. And
there are two matching sofas, huh?
Hmm?
Two matching sofas.
Mhm.
And the table over there,
The table between the sofas came from David, as did the little chest.
behind it over there. And how about the piece on the chest over there? Let me get over
That's a
here.
Randall D piece, and I brought that from Cedar Rapids. And I actually bought that from the shop. The owners had it for several years. I had gone to Europe and found out the true value of the piece, and they had it for sale at its original price. So when I got back, I bought it from them, and they happy to know I was going to have it.
How about this table here at the end of behind the?
That's a library table, and it's from Cedar Rapids.
Okay, and how about the two ducks underneath the table?
Those also are from Cedar Rapids. And the dogs and the candlesticks are all pieces. And the lamp. I brought all those with me.
And the photos are of mainly David's family, right? Although there's some.
And no photo of our family.
Yeah. Nice picture of David and his father and back in here. We get that one.
Of Mike and his dad.
Oh, yeah, that's, excuse me. Mike and his dad. David and his son is what I meant to say. Yeah. That's a nice picture of the family, yeah. How about this little dish in here?
That I've had for years.
Okay.
Got it sitting on that table in Cedar Rapids.
Okay. And this piece here that
I brought from Cedar Rapids along with the urns.
and the two vases too? Okay. And then the kitchen table, this came from Cedar Rapids, isn't it? I remember that in the house there. That was very nice, and it fits in here just like it was made for it.
Along with the light fixture.
Oh, you brought that down?
To match the set.
Yeah.
And then
Okay, and this, and your, what do you call this, a bakery rack?
baker's rack.
Baker's rack. And everything on it pretty much came from Cedar Rapids? How about the little clock up above?
That and there's a thermometer, thermometer or thermostat, thermometer behind one of the plants, and those we ordered from the catalog, and we were going to put them out on the patio, but it hasn't been done yet.
Okay, and then swinging over here, we into the kitchen, the work area part of the kitchen. And I think Nancy and Dianne have enjoyed the last couple of weeks working in this kitchen. Seems like it's been a fun kitchen. Okay, and the little item on the counter there, with the apples and fruit in it.
I brought that from Iowa.
Okay.
Coffee maker David had, and
Normal kitchen stuff. How about the stuff up above on the?
most all that I brought from Cedar Rapids except the one big copper can full of greenery, and that's
Right in the middle on the.
it's on the left above the refrigerator. That Abby
Just one. Which one again?
the one above the refrigerator.
This one with the green, the brown with the, okay. The painting back up there, that came from Iowa? And your little tree, your little candelabra tree did? How about the little golden wreath?
That came from CP and Hoyt in Cedar Rapids.
Okay. And another rooster up there.
That one, Nancy gave me that one here for Christmas.
Okay. And we've pretty well, just the normal kitchen things in the, oh, we gotta talk about this, Dianne, your little pig dish.
Little pig, that belonged to David.
Okay.
So that will go to one of his kids.
Yeah. And the little basket?
That I brought with me, and the little canister set, I actually got that at Marshall Fields when Mother took me in there to go shopping before I was married to Tom. That was something she bought for me.
Okay.
And then,
And over here on this side, we've got a nice little basket for little letters, but it's, oh, there's another monkey. Now that's new that you and
that
the,
monkey came
oh.
from Cedar Rapids.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Was that the inspiration for all the other monkeys?
No, Jane Cook had given me that for my birthday one year, and I thought, well, I already have a monkey for the kitchen. I'll use it for the car keys, and
Okay.
then started adding monkeys.
There's some more of the hats. Is that part of David's collection of hats down
Yeah,
there?
those are some of the newer ones.
Okay. And how about the little knick-knacky things in this cupboard over here?
Those are things from Cedar Rapids.
Okay. Is that a kangaroo? Yes.
Yeah, he was a bookend, part of the set, but I only bought the one.
And
Most of those things are gifts from people.
very nice. And there's two more reindeer or deer or whatever they are up there. Yeah. And how about the up on top, the bird cages or whatever those
bird
are?
cages, the one that has the flowers in it, I've had for years. It's an old one. And then the other two were new. And one is it's made out of bamboo. The other one, I think, is just made out of twigs. I just thought it'd be interesting to put them up there.
Yeah.
And then coming back here, the one thing we missed was the clock. And that came from the Amanas.
Okay. And you brought that with you from Cedar Rapids? Okay. Well, certainly it's nicely decorated, Diane. It just, it's very nice, but it's also very livable.
Well, that's good. It's had a lot of living going on.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
So
I'm
now-
not sure the dogs are going to let me get up. They seem to have found their comfort spot. That I've had for years. I can't remember where I bought it, but it just hangs unusual places.
Yeah, that's a neat little thing.
I just
And
figure it's a good look.
Is that the dog or the cat?
That's for all three of them.
Okay.
They share.
And we're now going back again into the guest bedroom area. And this is the other guest bedroom. This is where we've lived for a while here. Okay.
And the lamps are new since we've been here. The two chairs, well, actually this furniture all came from David.
The chair too?
The two chairs. And the bedspread set I bought since we've been here.
That's very nice.
And there is actually a valance to go up here that matches the valance on the bed.
That's a nice mirror.
And this is the
But
bathroom.
before we go in the bathroom, let's go back on the little chest of drawers. Those both came
That's
from
all
David?
came from a set.
Okay, and all came from David.
Uh-huh.
And the little item on top of the, what is that? Little,
Oh, the little candy dish?
yes.
No, that you and Nancy gave
I
that to me.
thought Nancy has picked out a few little things like
Mm-hmm.
that. And there's another little
Supposed to
wafer
be full
basket
of
down
gifts
there.
and candy. I haven't been very good.
And how about this? Is this, what's
This
the
is
word?
another armoire.
Armoire, yes. Whoop, got it back up here.
It had a little TV in it that
Where'd that come
belonged
from?
to David. And then mainly scrapbooks of houses that he lived in. So
Okay.
this will go-
Where did the piece of furniture come from?
They
The
came
Alma?
from a house that he had bought in Tulsa.
Okay.
The people didn't want it, so they left it with the house.
And this is a neat little table here.
Little antique iron table.
And again, this is pretty much everything in this room came from David,
Except
except for the couple of knickknacks.
this is mine and those paintings.
I've got to get an arty picture here, Diane, of you in the mirror. There. There's the shot right there.
Okay.
Okay, and the little cutout drawing on the top of the,
That's me.
yeah,
Another
okay,
time.
yep.
And
And the other little piece next to the,
that came from when I attended a fashion show that Jacobson's did, and they had these as gifts. And then this was a little vase that belonged to Mother. And then I put the little flowers in it, but it was something she had, I guess, most of her life. So I have it now.
that was nice.
And then this is the other bathroom to go with this room. Doesn't even look like anybody's staying here. So clean.
And the little item on the toilet back over there?
That was just putting artificial flowers in a little vase. Give it a little color. And then this is the shower, and it matches the bedroom ensemble. And this little piece was David's, and so it will go to one of the kids. And then this was mine with the little,
There's our
Angel.
inspectors. Yeah, just a second.
this
Oh,
brought.
yeah.
And then the little angels I've had, and those are from Char, and they came from Italy.
What do you think, who's the artist that made those, or what's the style?
I can't tell you.
Okay. Okay, very nice.
Here
And
is
here's a,
silver and stuff like that. We can work
well, let's, just a minute, let me just take a quick little look above. Okay,
It's,
just,
they're bins and they're full of photographs and memorabilia. And then there are some silver trays in there that I brought.
okay,
And these are lamps. The 2 gold ones I brought and the 2 glass ones David brought.
okay. Okay, we're going out to the garage. Get the door open here. And first the little bench here. Where'd that come from?
We just got that once we came down here.
Okay,
And the little twig hanging above it came from Cedar Rapids.
the little twig. Oh, up there. Didn't see that.
Come on. Those will come out.
And the exercise bicycle.
That was mine.
Okay, and the chair.
The chair was David's Lazy Boy before we bought the lift chair. It was
Okay.
his favorite chair.
The little fans and chairs. You just-
Fan and we bought since we've been down here in the chairs.
Now, is that an exercise
Yeah,
machine?
it doesn't work, but it's a treadmill.
Where'd that come from?
David had it.
Okay,
And then this rug is on its way to the cleaners. It normally belongs down the long hallway,
okay,
but it has to go to the cleaners.
okay.
And we just have things like normal garage things
Yeah.
and then Christmas decorations and tools and things.
Okay.
Come on, girl.
Okay, we're coming back in. We're gonna go through the house, and just to give a little perspective of how it fits together. This goes back into the kitchen, and then the family room off to the right there with the pool area off behind. This hall goes into the center part, along past the dining room, and over towards the main entry area. Big nice double doors. And we will turn around and get the view towards the outside where we're going to go now. Okay. And you want to open the door, Dan?
My favorite view. Every morning I come across in the living room and look out and see this. You can't help but feel good. And this is all furniture that we bought since we got down here.
All of it, the four
only
matching
thing-
chairs and the tables. And
That I brought was that wicker.
just now we get these pieces over here. All this all matches. Oh, that's very nice. And over there, you brought the little wicker basket, the big wicker basket.
Little trunk to keep pillows and
How about the,
pots that we bought here, different places. This normally goes in here. Now we put it there.
and the bench across the way, you bought that here and put it togetit right? From a-
These are nice. Put it together.
and how about the little monkey statue?
That was my birthday present last year, and it came from here.
And more,
More pots, more flowers.
all of what you bought here. Now we have to talk about, how about the two
Chaise
Chaise
lounge
lounge.
that came with the rest of the set,
and the,
and the umbrella.
okay, now we have to go over and see the prized possession here. Ah, Barbara.
Barbara just seems to not.
Go over there and stand with Barbara, Diane. Now, tell the story of Barbara so we have it
Well,
down
Barbara
here.
has a story for the time. Basically, she won't go away. I made her as a practice in art class. I took a sculpturing class.
That was at Cove while you were a student at Cove?
College, right. And it was just a exercise in human form. And
Barbara was a real person, and
yes,
she looks
she
very
did.
much like your
Yeah.
rendition of her.
Yeah, I think I got an A on it. But anyhow, I made her base way too heavy, and so first thing that happened was her ankles cracked when I went to lift her, because the weight of the base pulled them down.
And we have tried to keep Barbara decent for the children from time to time. It's a struggle.
But then she lived with Mother in Florida for years, wore a shawl down there. And then after Mother died, she moved to Clark and Nancy's house by their pool.
She stood over the pool for
The goddess of the pool.
several years. She made it a nice, pleasant place.
And then she moved to Phillips's, and just recently, they sneaked her back down here and surprised me with her. But she was in many pieces. In fact, after they placed her here, a mole went underneath her or something. Or the water, it rained and the soil got very damp, and so she went forward on her face. And so then Al Bennett, Char's husband, who is very good at repairing things, came over and just really kind of rebuilt her.
And now she's found
Now she's found new life.
a very nice home, and she looks like she's brand new. Except she keeps losing her clothes.
And so
All these plants and flowers make it very, very pleasant.
This is David's seat, a very favorite part of the house, that in his office. We spent many hours out here just enjoying a glass of wine, a cup of coffee.
Okay, oh, there's another pot I never really played. Those are the matching pots, yeah. Huge. You found them down here sometime?
Uh-huh.
Well, this is very, very nice.
So I found out that gardening in Florida is a 12-month-a-year job. And then Nancy and Clark have been here, so they all look nice and neat because of all Nancy's hard work.
Yes, Nancy has done it, not Clark. Clark trimmed 2 twigs. Very pleasant. You'd never know that we were surrounded by homes. You can't even hardly see the neighboring houses. There's one back in behind those, just totally nicely planted so that everything just fits together. Okay, we have one more spot, Diane. That's from out in the front.
Through there is a gas barbecue that we use a lot, and we bought it after we were down here.
And there is a neat little, if I can get it focused here, there we are, little book scraper that David brought?
The boot scraper, yeah.
Boot scraper.
An antique, I believe.
And more of the pots up around that you acquired for the house, right? And how about that little bench over
we got here too. That's just one in the garage.
Did you put in the paved drive, or was it always in these?
That was here.
That was there. Looks brand new.
Yeah.
Nice fixtures on the house. We're here, right?
Yeah. Come on, Chuck. Come on. Oh, you're so obedient.
Thank you, Diane.
Thank